What is the best optimal nutrition for brain health? Because there's so much information out there and so much conflicting information. It's hard, I think, for people who don't have any kind of background in this, or who don't sit there on PubMed or whatever to really be able to understand what is the best route for them.
Yeah. So I think we sometimes overcomplicate it. You want to eat whole foods. There's not going to be one ingredient or you're going to eat a bunch of blueberries and you're not going to get Alzheimer's disease. That's not the case. But if you eat whole foods every single day or, 6 out of the 7 days of the week, you're going to be in a great place. I think you should have animal products like meat, fish, eggs. All of those are incredible for your health. In terms of omega-3s, those are great for the brain and they can reduce signs of depression. They can reduce risk of neurodegenerative disease because they're anti-inflammatory. I personally can't get enough from fish, so I supplement. And you really need to get a lot. You want 1 to 3 grams of EPA per day. That's really hard to get from your diet. But still incorporating fish and shellfish and all those things is going to boost your levels somewhat.
With people who are diagnosed with some kind of cognitive impairment, dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever it is, you hear that it started potentially decades prior to that. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that influence that? Is it just this kind of culmination of exercise, sleep, stress, I would imagine, has a really negative impact on the brain? Maybe not a great diet, maybe some other kinds of inflammatory conditions or diabetes. I know that there's a genetic component to it, but what do people mean when they say it started 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
So some of the first signs of neurodegeneration is not the plaques. It's actually microglia, which are the brain's immune cells. And so it's really the early signs are a lack of good blood flow and inflammation. And there's a few pillars that you can do to address that. One is exercise, which we talked about. You want to make sure that you have really, really good blood flow by pushing zone 2 and pushing zone 5. The other is sauna. So if you sauna, you can have a 66% less likelihood of getting dementia. And you want to sauna 4 times a week at a range of 175 to 190 temperature Fahrenheit. This helps both with the blood flow, where your blood is pumping. When you're in the sauna, your blood is really, your heart rate goes up. It can go up to a zone 2 rate. And also it stimulates heat shock proteins. And heat shock proteins are chaperone proteins, and those help with protein misfolding, which is a major issue with Alzheimer's disease as well as other neurodegenerative diseases. And so when you have those two mechanisms working in concert, you get this beautiful reduction in risk. 40% less likelihood of all-cause mortality, meaning dying of anything, cancer, neurodegeneration, heart disease.
Those numbers are staggering.
It's insane. It's insane.
Why isn't every single person in a sauna if it's that impactful?
I think some of the pushback was originally, wealthy people sauna, so maybe it's the wealth. But actually, those original studies, they were comparing 4 times a week to 1 time a week. So even if you can sauna 1 time a week, you're probably in a different category than someone who can't sauna at all. And also now we have more and more mechanistic studies and some burgeoning clinical trials looking at sauna use. So the evidence is piling up. If this was a drug, it would be $1 billion industry. Right. It's insane. So everyone should sauna. It's the best thing for you.
What's your sauna routine?
So I was originally saunaing at night, but now I've been saunaing after exercise because 2 things. One, it can help with muscle growth. But the other is sauna makes your mu-opioid receptors more sensitive. Mu-opioid receptors bind, or endorphins bind to mu-opioid receptors. So after you have that workout, then you have more endorphins, and then your sauna use makes your mu-opioids more sensitive. So you have this massive mood boost after.
Amazing. Is that why they say that it can raise endorphins? Or is that just from your heart rate being elevated?
Yeah, it's probably from heart rate as well as endorphins tend to increase when you're kind of in a negative physiological experience because it's your body's way of having anesthesia. So if you're on a really long marathon or if you're, in the sauna, you're going to have endorphins because your body's under stress.
Got it. What about cold plunging? Is there any evidence to support that when it comes to brain health or longevity?
There is. I think we need to be a little bit more careful as women, just because, again, we are more sensitive to hormetic stressors. So the same protocol for a man for cold plunging could cause us long bouts of excess norepinephrine, which is sort of a stress signal, as well as excess cortisol. So you just really want to be aware of how your cold plunging is affecting you. Do a 2-week trial period, see how it works. It may even be better to do it in your follicular phase versus your luteal phase. You just want to really be aware because honestly, we have to design our own protocols like everything has been designed for men.